Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Patient Players podcast. You're listening to episode 61. This is our December the 7th episode. Boy, how time flies. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, Daniel, joined by my absolutely wonderful co-host, Jordan. How you doing, Jordan?
Nope, Jingle Jordan.
Jingle Jordan! That's
It's
right.
Jingle Jordan.
That's right. I'm sorry. You cast Jordan out to the streets and brought in
I'm
Jingle
here.
Jordan.
That means at the end of every complete thought, I have to say ho ho ho.
Oh, no. And you're going to stick with this, aren't you?
Let's see how long it lasts before I completely forget about it. Ho ho ho.
Oh, no. This is like the skit that everyone tries to do with like saying over on the radio and then not saying over and then using the word over to say over.
Don't you mean oh no no no? Ho ho ho. Oh, I almost forgot. I already almost forgot to say it. Ho ho ho.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do whenever you do forget? Like, are you just gonna stop it, or are you gonna go back to it?
It'll stop then. I'll be sad. Ho ho ho.
No. Wait, that's not like a thing. Santa doesn't just like say everything 3 times. It's just the one thing.
You don't know that. Why would he say ho 3 times?
Why would he say ho 3 times? You didn't say it.
Oh dang! Okay, it's gone already. I really thought I would be able to go for longer than that.
Wait, I do want to point out the thing you said to break your streak of saying ho 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 was ho 3 times.
Are you saying that might count?
I don't think it counts. I just think it's
Oh,
funny.
okay. Oh dang! I was going to take it if I could.
You're gonna take anything you can get, right? Oh
Mhm.
man. Well, how's your day going, Jordan?
It's good. It's jingly and it's Jordany. How's your day?
My day's been going pretty good. I slept in a lot. I was playing some video games, and so it's not been quite as long of a day as I'm used to. I forgot to introduce the podcast. This podcast is one where we talk and we're friends and we play video games, and we're gonna talk about video games. So
We talk sometimes and we friends sometimes, but you know what we always do?
Oh, I know this one. Pick me.
Yeah, yes,
Pick
you
me.
in the ninja shirt.
Me in the ninja shirt. Jordan, Jingle Jordan, here at the Patient Players podcast, we do love. We always
Yeah,
do
that's the one. That's what I was gonna say.
I knew it. I told you I got it. You just have to
Break out.
lean on me.
You're dancing little happy elves in their pajamas. Indeed. Sorry, I saw an emote in the chat and it looks like little dancing pajama elves.
Speaking of chat, if this is your first time here, welcome to the podcast. You can find this podcast anywhere that podcasts are sold. iTunes, Spotify. I think there's like a Google podcast thing. The Overcast app has us. I know that's where I listen to us. We also have our live streams where we do our live stream recording with video on Twitch every weekend. If you were here in the chat, thank you for joining us. Always look forward to catching those live streams. We do announce them via Twitter, via Twitch if you're a follower, and via our Discord channel. So you can catch those on the weekends if you'd like. And if not, we have the video archive up on YouTube. Thank you for coming if it's your first time. We'd love to see you around on the weekend stream, get to know you a little bit more. We also are going to talk about the video games we've been playing this week. We have a couple topics we're going to go through. And then we're going to go to the best part of the podcast, the question and answer sections, where you, dear listener, get to be involved. So me here and my buddy Jingle Jordan are going to be answering questions that you have about life, the universe, and everything, and especially video games. Let's get started. Jordan, what have you been playing this week?
Especially video games. I lost my notes. You know what? Are we doing this, Daniel? Because I like had a whole thing planned. Like I can reveal my thing right now if we're really getting into this
You
now.
have a thing? You have a thing that we didn't already talk about?
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah.
Well,
you want to know?
Is it like the big news? Do you want to hit me with like the big news?
That's what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
you're asking what I've been playing this week, and it's kind of like the big news.
Okay, yeah,
And
hit me.
we're gonna start off with a trivia. What do you think the game of the week? Well, I'm sorry, not the game. The second game of the week. It's game number 2.
Have we already talked about game number 1?
I think I mentioned it last week.
No, but I mean like the today, because we were talking about a certain game that you were playing while we were getting ready. This is not this is not the big bombshell you're about to drop, is it?
No, but just because you mentioned it, I've been playing Adventure Capitalist
Yes.
on my PlayStation because that's why I bought a $500 console, is so I could play a mobile game that's free that I could play on my phone.
Which you also don't play. It's an incremental game, so you just click it and it plays itself.
Yep, you buy more lemons, and the lemons make you more money to buy more lemons, and you do that for all kinds of things. I've moved to the moon and Mars this week, and that's actually the game I've been playing most of this week, is that on my PlayStation.
Well, and not only on your PlayStation, but you were showing me before stream on your phone on your PlayStation. Like, okay, so this is a game built for phones that you have already played to completion on your phone, but
about 4 years ago.
But you are using your phone to connect wirelessly to your PlayStation 5, emulating a controller to play the touchscreen based phone game with a controller that you're touching on your phone on your PlayStation 5.
Which is vastly inferior to just playing it on my phone. Let me tell you what. I just want those achievements. I just want the PlayStation achievements, honestly.
PlayStation achievements? Are you some dirty casual? I think you mean trophies, sir.
Oh, my word. You're so right. Yeah, it's been a while since I played PlayStation games. But yeah, it turns out when you buy an expensive console, you don't have any money to buy games for it. So I've resorted to playing... Bug Snacks was free. I loved that. I'm playing Adventure Capitalist now. That's free. And then the big Kablamo that I'm about to mention that I've been playing this week is also free.
Wait, can I guess?
Yes, I wanted you to guess to see if you could possibly guess.
A free game on PlayStation. You wouldn't dare be playing Genshin Impact, would you?
No, that's not actually it.
My heart.
I've been meaning to download that to PlayStation because it's, like you said, it's free and it's a game.
Well,
that would have been such a good Kablamo.
But again, the PlayStation is the only one that doesn't cross-play with the other platforms. So if you started on PlayStation, you're kind of stuck there. You can't play it on your phone or PC.
I think I'm fine with that. Maybe that's for the best. Am I still able to play? Is it still cross-play, though?
That's a good question. I'll look that up. Hit me with your Kerblamo.
Okay, well, no, you need to guess what the Kerblamo is.
I did my guess. That was my guess.
I need you to think of the last game in the world that you think I would play, and then go ahead and go with that instinct.
Is it Hades?
No, it's free.
It's free?
Yeah.
Is it Team Fortress 2? I don't know what...
No, it's free. It's on PlayStation. You got to use your hints, my dude.
Is it on PlayStation 5?
It's on PlayStation 5, yeah. Uh-huh.
And we've talked about it.
And yeah, yeah. And it's not a game that you would expect me to play.
Is it a game that I play?
No, but I'm about to ask you if we can play it sometime.
Oh, is it Fortnite?
Yeah.
Okay, why though? I thought
I've been playing Fortnite, Daniel, on my PlayStation.
Is it because you can play it with friends, or you just downloaded it to play it for fun?
It's because it's a free game, and it's one of the 3 free games, which I have the other 2 optimized for PS5.
Yeah.
And also, like the main, there's a few things I don't like about Fortnite. You know this very well.
Yes.
Many things. I don't like the building mechanic. I absolutely, and I still hate that. I when I play it, I do not build. I hate it so much with a fiery passion.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it so much. In fact, I hate it so much I forgot what the other thing I was going to say was. That's how much I'm filled with rage.
Rage took over.
Shoot, what was it? Oh, and the lack of progression.
Sure.
When I play a game, I like to level up something. I like to get a reward or something, or a prize or something. Fortnite is just you play a little bit, you die, boom, back to the main menu. Nothing really changed.
All you did was have fun. That was the only thing that happened.
Exactly. Who plays games to have fun? I play games to progress in that game, not in my enjoyment of life. But turns out the solution all along was just the battle pass.
I was going to say that. They do have progression, though. They have battle passes.
Yeah, so you had to pay for it. And I actually did buy the battle pass of Fortnite this week.
So you spent money on a free game that you don't enjoy playing rather than purchasing a new game?
I've been enjoying it actually. I even played some with Samuel last night.
Okay.
And we had fun. And here's the real kicker. Here's the real reason for all of this. Really, it's not the free game. It's not because it's on PS5. It's because they're having this season. They have a Mandalorian skin.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Mandalorian. Mandalorian is awesome. So when you buy the battle pass, you start out with the costume. Whatever, that's cool. I have a Mandalorian costume now.
Yeah.
Here's the kicker: is that every like 20 to 25 levels, you unlock a quest to upgrade the skin of his.
Yeah.
So when you first get him, he's kind of like in leather armor. And if you actually progress to the end of the battle pass, you get like his full decked out steel or Beskar steel armor. So I'm like, I like the skin. I have a reason to want to go through the battle pass, because otherwise I'll look at the skins and I'm like, they're like to me.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm like, I really want to. The skin looks really cool. It also looks so pretty on PS5. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, I've been playing Fortnite, and here's the real thing that really kept me.
This is the real thing.
Yeah, there are so many things that all just perfectly fell into place here. Is that I don't play like normal Fortnite mode where it's like you die and you start over.
Okay.
I like playing 15v15 where it's first team to get to 100 kills.
Oh, so you're just like deathmatching it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That doesn't
In which
sound
case,
awful.
it's just like a shooter. Yeah, you just respawn after like 3 seconds.
Okay.
And like I said, I don't build, so I'm at a disadvantage because everyone is building these massive like 5-star hotels, and I'm like this button, and I like put a wall in front, and I'm like, no, that's not the right one. So I've just given up on building. I can't do it. But I do have fun playing the one where you have like 14 other people on your team. And
they carry you to victory.
Yeah, a few times that I did it, I was top of the team at like 12 to 19 kills.
Huh.
And I was like, you know what? I'll try the normal mode once, and I got second place. I pulled a Daniel moment, and I got second place.
Nice.
In normal Fortnite, I was so sad. It was 2 people at the end and just me, and I killed one of them.
Whoa.
And then the other person got me, and I was like, I didn't realize I was second place. That's awesome.
So I did hear like this was a thing, I don't know, like a year and a half ago, that they did start adding in some bots to fill out certain matches.
Mm-hmm.
So have you noticed that? Like, does it feel like you're playing against bots and children, or did it feel like you were like just popping off and doing great?
I felt like I was popping off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. But again, it's Fortnite, so like you can just survive for like 15 minutes and not see anyone.
Yeah.
So I think in that match I only got like 6 kills.
That's a lot.
I didn't find anyone, and meanwhile the other 93 people, all killed each other basically.
That's how it normally goes. 6 is a lot if you think about it. Like, honestly,
it was fun though. Yeah, I was surprised, but I thought that was cool. That was my first round in normal mode, but I'm still sticking to, the 15v15 because I have a lot of fun doing that.
All right, well, welcome to the Patient Fortnite podcast, where we get to hashtag Fortnite in every tweet so that people are actually interested in what we're saying.
Dude, I've been like, it's been so weird. I'm Googling, like, how do I level up my Fortnite Battle Pass quicker?
Oh, and then
the results are just... and I'm like, oh, no, I'm contributing to the problem. I click on the YouTube videos, and the guy's like, hey, guys, how's it going? This is how you level up your Fortnite Pass. And I'm like...
Recently, I've been chilling in my gamer house with my 9 other streamer roommates.
Yep.
My gamer farm house, and here's how you level up your battle pass.
Gamer farm, where they like grow and harvest gamers?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Ugh.
So, wow. Yeah, I mean, certainly unexpected, but you were playing it the other day. I do remember that. Or you were talking about skins. Was that before or after you started playing it? Was that conversation what led you to start playing it?
What other day was that?
That was before we played another game that we're going to talk about. And I called you, and you were just looking at Fortnite skins. And I told you to look up the muscled cat.
Oh, no, that was before I'd like bought anything. I had downloaded it just to look at the skin because I saw that he was a skin.
That's how they get you. They get you with the licensed skin, and you download it just to look at you. For the first hit's free, and then they hit you with the Fortnite, and now look at you.
The Battle Pass, they're like, sorry, y'all, this skin is Battle Pass exclusive. And I'm like, but I love me some Mandalorian.
Look at you, Jordan.
Also,
you're an 11-year-old boy now.
I'm like half wanting to be invested in like the Fortnite skin economy, because at some point, surely they will come out with a product that is like tailored for me with backwards compatibility to all their skins, so when I see a skin that I like, I gotta jump in there and get it. So when Fortnite Rocket League crossover comes out and it's like a soccer game, I can go with my Mandalorian skin, and I don't know. Or when Fortnite MOBA comes out and all the skins, transfer over.
Why would they do that when they could just sell you all the skins again in the MOBA?
Yeah, well, maybe they would do that,
I think the Fortnite skins are for playing Fortnite. I think your dream of collecting Fortnite skins for a different video game might be a little bit far-fetched.
I don't think so. This is like one of the world's most popular games based off of skins. You know who else came out this week in the game?
Who came out this week in the game?
As a skin? Freaking, they added Kratos.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about that. And it's not like platform exclusive, right?
It's not. That is so weird to me.
That is really, really strange.
Like, I'm surprised Sony Studios was like, yeah, you can sell this on all platforms. Usually Sony is like so persnickety with you buying their product on their product. Meh, meh, meh.
Sony and Nintendo are both up there with like the peak. I was going to use a term I probably shouldn't use. They're both very uppity about their products.
Spicy farts. Do you know how it is where it's like if you buy some Fortnite bucks on the PC and then you go on PlayStation, like you can't access them? Do you know about that?
I believe I had heard that. Yeah, that makes sense.
So like on all Sony games where the game is cross-platform, Sony has its own like walled off. Bucket of currency. So if I buy some bucks on Fortnite on PlayStation, they're not on PC, and vice versa.
But you can spend them and get a skin that is then
they're like you don't get them at all. So like I have 1,000 from buying the battle pass on my PC. On my PlayStation, it's 0 because they were not PlayStation purchased bucks. So I cannot buy anything.
But I'm saying if you buy a skin with them. Then,
yes, that will.
Then that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right. So, here's the downside. When you level up the battle pass, you get like 100 every so often. Mm-hmm. Because I'm playing on PlayStation, it's adding those to my PlayStation funding account. So now I have like 200 on my PlayStation and 1,000 on my PC one, and I can't like combine them. And like, but they're two separate amounts. So that's been fun.
So you just download it from the Apple App Store, and then you'll have a third. Oh wait. Oh no.
Yeah. My plan was to get up to right before the level where I get the V-Bucks, and then switch over to my PC, play like a round on there to level up on there to get the bucks on the main account, and then switch back to my PlayStation.
Without your graphics card, just
exactly. But I'm like, do I really? I don't care that much. That is a little too extreme. But that is so dumb that Sony does that. I didn't even purchase these things on their console, and they're sticking these small currencies to their ecosystem.
I mean, you're playing it on their console. That makes sense. It's not great, but it makes sense.
It's not great. Yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stick it to the man. I got on Epic Launcher on my PC, and that's where I bought the pass, and then got back on my PlayStation. I was like, y'all stink. Ain't giving you nothing.
It's like what I did with Genshin when I didn't want Apple to take the 30% cut.
Oh my, yeah, you totally did.
I went and bought the Battle Pass through the Genshin launcher, and then continued playing on my phone. Speaking of, Genshin crossplay is PS4 and PC compatible. So
sweet. Okay,
you could play the PS4 version and then connect with me though. The multiplayer is weird. Like it works, but you can't get like collectibles if you're not the host. But you can do like the trials, like the dungeons you're running through, the repeatable content that takes like the energy currency. Those you can do with friends and you both get the rewards. But if I'm like out in the world exploring and I find like a time trial puzzle and there's a chest at the end, I'm the only one who can open the chest. None of my other players can. It's very strange. So it's like the open world part of it. You can play multiplayer, but there's nothing that the other players get out of it. And then only when you're doing like the dungeons do you both equally get rewarded for doing it, or like the events that they're holding.
Very strange. I mean, if we're being honest, the possibility of us ever playing multiplayer in this game is basically zero. If level comparison is a thing,
it's not.
Like
they scale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, like
okay.
if I join your world, I'm going to be doing your amount of damage to those enemies.
Sweet. If I join yours?
I think it's the same. Also, I don't think you'd want to join mine, though, because I'm ahead of you. So, like, if anything, if only one of us is getting the rewards for doing things, then I would want to join your world to help you out. You know what I mean?
Okay. Is it fun to do that stuff?
I've never done it. The thing is that, so the whole game is built around the fact that you have this party of 4 characters, and you can switch between them, like, mid-combo. So you can be, like, get you with the, or put a water aura around me, attack, switch to my ice guy, freeze you, attack, go to my wind guy, and then blast you with wind so it keeps you frozen for a while. The thing is that when you're playing multiplayer, it cuts up your party. So if I bring 4 guys into the game and then you join me, I only get my first 2 guys and you get your first 2 guys. So you can only switch between those 2. So you still only have 4 characters at any time, and if you play 4-player, you all just get 1 character, and you can still coordinate. Okay. Like I can still hit them with a water spell and then you come up and freeze them, but the thing is that like the individual combat is way simpler and in my opinion way more boring when you're just 1 character. So it's like you're playing with 3 other people but you're just 1 character, so you get an attack button, a dodge button, 1 special ability, and an ultimate ability.
Now, why didn't you tell me that like months ago? That sounds wonderful. That sounds wonderfully accessible for me.
You don't need things to be accessible. You're great at video games.
Totally do. I love simple games. Like, haven't I mentioned that's why I like Heroes of the Storm? You got your 5 buttons.
That game has so many complexities, and you're great at it.
It's just 5 buttons, and then I like choose the skill tree before the match, and if it doesn't, if it's not like perfectly like applicable, I still go with it because I just can't sit there and reread and think through all the things. Which, speaking of which, I wish we could play that, or I wish I could play that like with my graphics card, because I want to play the new guy that came out.
Hager, yeah, I would have set him as a topic to talk about today, except I honestly haven't played it. I've been really enjoying my break from Heroes of the Storm and playing a bunch of other stuff. So Hager looks cool. I want to try him out. He's the new hero for Heroes of the Storm, but I'll probably talk about him some other time.
Yep, Heroes of the Storm, great game, and it's free.
Good game.
If you like MOBAs, if you've never played a MOBA, go play this MOBA. Just contact me and Daniel on patientplayersdiscord.gov.
That's not the URL.
And we'll
I appreciate the effort, but that is not where you go at all.
patientplayers.com/discord.
You got it.
/gov.
You did it. All right, that's enough Fortnite and Genshin. Let's talk about.
Even hearing you say that's enough Fortnite, I'm like, yeah, amen. I was like, oh wait, no, I've been having fun playing it. Like in my head, it's just like Fortnite is evil and bad.
You cannot convince me that you don't hate popular things.
I can convince you because I do like popular things.
You have hated Fortnite for literal years.
And I played it when it came out. I played season, like I go in my account and it's like, boom, congratulations, you joined at the very beginning. I did not like it when I played it. I said, this game is popular.
That's fair.
I'll try it out. I hated the building and I still hate the building. I'm hoping they'll make a game mode that just Sam was mentioning that sometimes they'll have like custom servers that they'll let the community make where they'll try like no building modes. We played Apex. Did you play Apex with me and Kyle?
Yeah,
or was it just me and Kyle?
Apex. I'd still be down to try out Spellbreak at some point.
Okay, yeah, I have that downloaded too. But I played Apex a lot with Kyle, and I loved Apex because there's no building. Yay!
Says the person who set Minecraft as his #1 game of all time.
Oh, dude, if like building in Fortnite was like Minecraft, where it's like block, 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 I think I would like that more. You got the slopes, you got the pointy thing, people just build nuts skyscrapers, and it's like a one-way skyscraper too. Well, they'll do like a slope, you know, so it's like they're like jumping up it. Yeah. So there's just this giant thing in the sky that they're on top of. Whatever.
To get down, they just destroy. Okay, here's my idea, and then I'll move on to Fortnite. I think that you just don't like that you're not good at the building yet, because Minecraft, yeah, you can block, but you can do that because you've spent hours doing Minecraft, and someone who spent hours doing Fortnite can just hit the right button combinations to put down the piece they want. And like I also played a few rounds of Fortnite on Switch, and I'm not used to the controller building or anything like that. And yeah, I was having a hard time like picking the right piece and knowing where to place it. But like it's kind of the same thing as getting used to the Minecraft hotbar and like the placing. Like, oh, if I put my cursor on this side of the block, it's over here, but here it'll flip around this way. Like, there's little nuances that you pick up.
That's a good point. Yeah, I forgot about all those things.
And, like, you can place stairs in Minecraft, but, like, depending on where your cursor is, there'll be a different direction. And, like, all of that stuff is basically the same. It's just, it's a different system you're not used to, and so you're not good at it yet. But, like, you could, if you wanted to, you could easily get good at it, and then I feel like you'd enjoy
I'm not going to.
All right.
I don't think I care enough. Like, I feel like the day that I'm like, I'm going to get this building thing down is the day I become a Fortnite tryhard, and I don't really need a Fortnite tryhard Jordan in my life.
I also do not need a tryhard Fortnite Jordan in my life.
I'm glad we can agree on that. Well, let's put Fortnite in the vault, I'd say.
Well,
now, and maybe play it sometime, because the 15v15 is good fun.
If you're all for taking out building from Fortnite, let's take the building out of Minecraft, which is just Minecraft Dungeons, where there is no building involved, but plenty of monster slaying. So you and me, Jordan, had played some Minecraft Dungeons when it first launched. How long ago was that? Was it like 6 months or was it longer?
I feel like it was like March or something. That might be wrong.
But Minecraft Dungeons released earlier. We both own it. We played it before.
May, sorry. It was May. So yeah, 6 months ago.
Okay. Well, yeah, 6-7 months. We never got around to finishing it, and just schedules have not worked out well for us to all sit down together and finish Minecraft Dungeons until this week. We had 2 Minecraft Dungeons play sessions, which was great. But it was a little weird because you weren't playing on the same characters. So it was like me and Marion, who had played before, had like the high level characters, and you were playing fresh on 2 new platforms simultaneously because it was you and girlfriend of the podcast, Miranda.
Yes, which it all was really good timing because the cross-platform only came out maybe like less than a month ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's very, very recent. And I don't have my graphics card, which is why I was playing on PlayStation. So I was very happy that was an option at all to be playing on a nice screen and frame rate and stuff.
And it's the good kind of cross-platform where Sony is allowing you to go to PC and also to Switch, and like everyone is friends, right? Because you also had
it's the future,
Switch.
Dude. Man, I do you remember how frustrating? Maybe you don't, but I remember how frustrating it was back in the day when games like they're like, we want to do cross-platform, but we're literally being told that we can't.
Right.
Like, well, I remember there was a Rocket League. Rocket League was like, we can literally, it's one press of a button, but Sony's saying you can't do it. Right. And I was like, that is so frustrating.
Well,
you
remember what broke the dam on that was actually Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
Fortnite was like, we need to do this. And then Sony was like, you're Fortnite, so you can do whatever you want. Sure. And then Rocket League was like, hey, they're doing it. And so then Rocket League did it second.
Yeah. Fortnite has done a lot of good things for the world, like Epic Games Launcher, where we get free games. It's made cross-platform a thing, and it's given me a Mandalorian skin.
There you go.
But Dungeons.
We got all the way through the end of the base game on normal difficulty, which it seems like there's a lot more to experience in terms of you could keep playing. You could do the higher difficulty, adventure mode, diabolical mode, and like it'll still continue being difficult and fun. There's still more loot to get, but and there's the DLC packs, which I don't even know what those look like or what those are about.
Jungle Land, Snowland.
I think you mean Iceborne.
And then coming soon. Yeah, Iceborne. That's funny. Coming soon, Underwater Land, and I think Nether.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So they're actually kind of following the updates from the main game. Seems like.
Yeah, basically.
They've updated the Nether and Underwater somewhat recently. And what did you think of the game? Like, especially compared to having played the first half of it to the second half. Like, what are your opinions on Minecraft Dungeons?
I think we should be comparing it to Diablo. Have you played Diablo? Beaten Diablo?
I've not beaten Diablo, but I have Diablo 3 on Switch.
Okay, I have beaten Diablo. Me and Kyle played Diablo.
I think you mean you've played most of Diablo and Kyle beat Diablo?
Yeah, I didn't beat Diablo. I sat outside the boss room while Kyle beat Diablo, and then watched the credits. Wow, I forgot about that. But anyways, so like I keep just coming back to Diablo when I'm playing Minecraft Dungeons, where I'm like, this really is like Diablo Junior for it's just a much simpler. What is that genre called?
I believe it is called a loot RPG. No, I don't remember what it's called, but the people just call it Diablo-like, I guess.
That's funny. So yeah, I've loved it. I want to play more. What if we just pulled a Destiny and just never touched any of the post game content?
That still made me upset, but we could certainly do that. Like, I had fun, but I was trying to think at the end of it. It was cool to see all the different worlds and the mini bosses, and like playing the game was fun and relaxing and challenging at times. But then I was thinking through like, oh, I could go back in and play it on a harder difficulty now, and I was like, and I would get the same stuff with bigger numbers, I guess. Like, I was starting to think like, at a certain point, there's not an objective to playing. You're just playing because you like playing it and you want to keep playing it and keep progressing. And that's how those games are built, right? Where you could play the game like 5 times through at higher and higher difficulties and just get the same type of gear, but with bigger numbers. Maybe you get like a cool unique item or something like that. And I feel like I would be down to do that if it was like a social event, but I don't have any motivation to like go play more Minecraft Dungeons. I don't know if like the gameplay of it was not so compelling that like I have to play more.
Right. You are just kind of just slashing.
Yeah.
Slashing.
Well, and the higher we turn the difficulty up, one, it was kind of annoying because when you die, you restart the whole level. There goes like 20 minutes. But also, it made us more careful. And like the last run through the second to last level, we died right at the boss of the second to last level. And then we reran it. And the second time we ran it, we were way more careful. And like, we were like, hey, maybe let's retreat here for a bit and let some of our health respawn. Or maybe, hey, let's not fight this guy yet because we still need to get these cooldowns. Or like, let's strategize, right? Like when these guys show up, we're going to have one person distract them over here and another person go around the back and kill these archers in the back, right? And like that to me was the most fun I had playing that game across any night that we've played it, because it turned it from I'm going to walk forward and slash these skeletons until there are no more skeletons, and it turned it into a game with strategy. And like it was cool.
The genre is hack and slash. I googled it. I don't know how I couldn't remember that.
Yeah. And the hack and slash part is fun and mindless, but also like the ability to take the exact same game and turn it into something that requires more strategy. I thought that was really cool, how just turning up the difficulty, like you get hit harder, you get punished harder if you do dumb things. That's all it took to turn it into like a completely different feeling game.
I can't imagine playing that on a hard difficulty like single player, because we went down a lot and there was a lot of close moments of having to res your teammates.
So they do scale though, like the enemy damage and health does scale with the number of players.
Okay.
So that makes it a little bit more fair. But I liked how, yes, you did level up, and leveling up gave you enchantments, which is very important. But at the end of the day, the quality of your gear is actually what mattered far more than your overall level. So if you had someone who was brand new at the game, like your Switch account or like your PlayStation account, and you jumped in to these like level 20 missions, then you would get gear out of those missions that would basically instantly boost you to level 20. As far as your gear goes, even though your enchantments aren't that high because you don't have a high level as a character, but you could still play those missions with everyone. You were just slightly less powerful. It wasn't like you had to grind all the way up to the level to play with them. It was just like maybe for the first 1 or 2 missions you were really behind, but then by the time that you were getting the gear at this higher level, then you were like already matching these other players around you. I thought that was super cool.
Yeah, we boosted my account real fast too. So I had forgotten that I was playing on a brand new account by the second day.
Yeah, by the time we beat the final boss, it was like you were just a player with us, right?
I
thought that was super
that was fun.
So that's Minecraft. There is one more game I want to talk about, and then there's let me get some of these minis out of the way, some of these minor things. The Switch sale is over now, the Black Friday Switch sale. But that didn't stop me the night before it ended, Monday night, going in and purchasing 6 games.
Oh my goodness.
I had a patient player spending spree. What's interesting though is I think if I go count it up, I haven't actually done this, but I'm pretty sure if I go count it up, I don't think I spent more than like $50.
Nice. That's awesome.
Which is crazy, right? Like especially because when you think of Nintendo games, we always joke that they never go on sale or anything. So
But were they Nintendo games?
I mean, they were games on Switch. I don't think any of them were Nintendo games.
I think Switch is one of the best places for discounts of non-Nintendo games. Like in my experience, like they have some great sales. Never on their first-party games.
Right. Though I will. So one of them I'll get to in a little bit, but it was cheap. Whenever there are sales in two places, the Switch is always still more expensive. Like you pay a little bit of premium just to get the Switch version of a game all the time. Like Overwatch, Skyrim, whatever it is, it's always more expensive on Switch, but they do mark them down a lot. Some of the small stuff I'll mention, one of those like 90% off games down to $2 that I just bought with coins, so it was basically free, was called Blazing Beaks. It's an indie game. It's a run-based indie game. It is shockingly similar to Nuclear Throne.
Had you heard of it before you bought it, or you just saw it and you're like, this looks good and it's cheap?
There were 1,500 games on sale, and Nintendo Store has absolutely no discoverability whatsoever. You just hit a button and it just feeds you all of the games in a stream. Like there's no way. Like it's a terrible system. So I spent like an hour just like looking through a bunch of them, and then I also filtered it to just $0 to $10, and then just $10 to $20. So I was like looking at tiers.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
And it was in the $0 to $10 because it was only $2. I was like, what is this? Clicked on it. Yeah, it's a lot like Nuclear Throne. So there's like a bunch of different characters, and they start with different levels of max health and different guns, and they have like different abilities. And then you start off, and it looks like Nuclear Throne. And when you're playing it, you're twin stick shooting, running around, shooting other characters like Nuclear Throne. And then you get like character buffs. But one thing it does differently that I really like is as you defeat enemies and they drop loot, all of the loot, not all of it, almost all the loot is actually bad for you. They're called artifacts, and they have negative properties. And every time you pick up one of these artifacts, you get whatever negative property is on it, but it increases this riskiness meter. And the higher your riskiness meter gets, when you hit these checkpoints where you go to like a store and you can buy new guns and stuff, you trade all of your artifacts to this dude, and the higher your riskiness meter is, the more good artifacts he'll give you back, or good items he'll give you back.
Whoa.
So like
that's cool.
You can load up on a bunch of negative stuff like slower move speed. You can't shoot for the first 7 seconds of a round. If you don't pick up a coin, it'll blow up. Like all sorts of risky stuff. And then you get to the checkpoint and you just dump off all of this stuff and you get all of these buffs all at once. It's really cool.
That's cool. I've never heard of that kind of thing in a game.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty fun. $2 totally worth it for that. I don't think it's on sale anymore, but I'm enjoying it.
Cheap what?
It's called Blazing Beaks.
Blazing Beaks.
Yes.
That is very interesting. Oh, it's on Steam.
Two other ones I'll mention real fast. I did purchase Unravel 2 to play with my wife. We have not played it yet.
Did you really?
Yes, we now.
That's funny.
We own Yarny 2.0 with the blue Yarny. So that game just looked adorable. We were going to try it out. Haven't tried it yet though, so nothing else to say there.
Sorry, how much was it on sale?
It's like $6, $7.
Okay.
Mark of the Ninja Remastered. Mark of the Ninja is one of my favorite indie games. I'd say right underneath Metal Gear Solid is my favorite stealth game of all time. Like, it is so fun. It plays well. The mechanics are cool. You can go full stealth. You can go like assassin and kill everyone. You can terrorize everyone. There's magical ninja powers. Awesome game from Clay. They do like Shank and did they do Don't Starve? I think they did Don't Starve. Yeah, they did this before Don't Starve. But there's a remastered version. I own it on Steam. Never actually played the remastered version, but I bought it again on Switch because if I ever am going to play it again, I would want to play it on Switch.
Nice.
I love the game, and $5 is totally worth it to support the game and also to have it on Switch. I played like the first 2 levels the other day, and it's still fun. Those are the quick ones. 2 more to mention about Lumines, which has been on my wish list since I got a Switch, and I just never got around to buying it.
No idea what that is.
Lumines is a game by the guy who made Rez and who made Tetris Effect. And it is...
it's a trip.
Kind of, yeah. It's this is technically Luminez remastered. It came out I think on like PS2, I want to say, originally, but it's on Switch, and it is did you ever play Chime? That puzzle game me and
No.
Marion like? Okay. It is a puzzle game where it's like Tetris where you get falling blocks, but you have a very wide well to drop them in, and your goal is not to create lines, your goal is to create blocks. And there's only 2 colors. So you get everything drops as a cube, but your cube can either be like all white, all orange, or maybe it's half white and half orange, or maybe it's like speckled, you know what I mean? So you're getting these different variations of these cubes, and you're trying to make blocks of color. And when you make a block of color, it'll disappear, you'll get points. And it's just like it's like a Tetris game. It's super fun. I definitely had the actual psychological effect called the Tetris effect happen to me, where I played it a bunch and then like I was trying to fall asleep and I was just like matching blocks in my head. It's definitely that kind of game. What's really weird about Lumines is that the progression you have to do all at once. There's like time trial mode and puzzle mode. There's all these like fun extra modes, but the main mode, the challenge mode, you start it and it just starts the game on the first song that the game has out of like 30. And because the background changes and the colors of the pieces change and the song changes every so often. You start at level 1 song starts playing. And then as long as you keep playing and don't die, every like 5 or 10 levels, you'll get a new song and it'll change the way everything looks. And it does that cool thing. And then you unlock that song permanently. So if you want to just play that song later, you can. But then let's say you get to like level 30 out of 100 and you die. You're like, oh, okay, that stinks, whatever. You boot it back up. The level 1 song is still the level 1 song. And the level 5 song is still the level 5 song. And you don't get any of the songs after level 30 unless you can actually make it after level 30. So to get all the songs, you have to actually play the game all the way to level 100 all at once to get all of the songs.
Yikes.
And I did like a run all the way up to level 35 and it took like a half hour.
Jeez, and this is on Switch, right?
Yeah.
So is there at least a pause button though?
Yes, there's pause and you can sleep it and everything. So, but like originally on PS2, I can't imagine like you don't get the last song unless you play perfectly for like an hour and a half to 2 hours without dying. Like that is insane to me, but it's super fun.
It better be a really nice song.
I hope so.
Like really worth the unlocking of all that. Good heavens.
Okay, those are all
what are
of
those
my
cheat codes.
I don't know if there's cheat codes. I have
up, down, left, A1, B. Unlock all songs. Woohoo!
Those are all my minis. I have one more to talk about now. I picked up on something personally with my social skills that I had not had time to get back to, but apparently there's a nice little conversation in the chat going on about it. But you seemed to indicate that it was a little convenient that I picked up Unravel 2, and then you seem to very honestly ask how much it costs in a very direct way so as to throw off any suspicion that you already knew how much it cost, as if you might have already purchased Unravel 2 for yourself.
No. And I was going to get back to it. That's why I could have brought it up then and there, but I was like, no, this flows well. You know, we're going to flow back in. And you know what? Here it happens. Here comes the flow. You know what, Daniel? There is also a sale going on PlayStation. I think it's also because of Black Friday. So I have Unraveled 2 on Switch.
Oh.
I bought it so long ago. I don't even remember when on sale because I was like, I've heard this is fun. Mm-hmm. I think I played it maybe like a week and a half ago with my girlfriend. She had like a half hour left to hang out, so I just booted up Unravel 2, and we had a lot of fun playing through the first the whole tutorial. Like we had a ton of fun.
Cool.
So I was looking through the Sony sale, and there was some crazy great discounts. This was I think this was yesterday, or no, this is 2 days ago. Yeah, so I think for $18 I got Tomb Raider Definitive Edition.
Okay.
That was $3.
Wait, is this like the first of the reboot series?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, the PS4 one. So I got that for $3, and then I also got. Oh no, the page locked up. Oh, there we go. I got Little Nightmares, because I've wanted to play
Oh.
that for a long time. That was $5.
Ooh.
I got Mirror's Edge Catalyst for $4,
Okay.
and I got Unravel 2 for $6 because I wanted to play it. But the frame rate on the Switch, naturally is a little poor. So I was like, we had a lot of fun playing this.
Mm-hmm.
It's only $6. I'm definitely going to get Unravel 2 on my PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Play with my girlfriend another time. But yeah, that was 2 days ago that I got it. It was also $6. So you mentioned that, and I was like, I wonder if they discounted them both on Switch and PlayStation to the same price.
That's actually not very common, so I'm surprised they did. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So yeah, that's funny. It is lots of fun, and also like it's super accessible too. Like I was amazed how accessible it was for being like a multiplayer platformer.
Mm-hmm.
Where like if someone is struggling, you as the other player who made it through, on your first try, can like pull them up with the string that connects you both.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's a really cool mechanic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's a great game.
We weren't going to talk about it, but I want to now. We also played
Oh, no.
Heave Ho.
Oh yeah.
So Heave Ho is a game that I think I got it as part of a Humble Bundle at some point, but it was free on Epic at some point, and it goes on sale a lot. You had played it before and told me it was fun, but I had no idea what it was like, and I tried it out with you this week. And talking about like being accessible for someone that's not great at platforming, it's a game where you are platforming by swinging it's basically a ball with rope arms, and you can control each arm to grab onto things. So you have to like grab and swing yourself and use physics to like swing around this world and accomplish little puzzles. But
it's almost like Mount Your Friends, the game.
Kind of, yeah. It's kind of like Mount Your Friends, but you're all cooperatively trying to go across a level.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we were having an absolute blast. It was fun. It was funny. It was chaotic in like a really good party friend way. We were doing it with Steam Remote Play. So you and your girlfriend were playing with me on my computer.
Over the internet. There's maybe 3 moments of less than a second where it would glitch up. Like it felt completely native. It was amazing.
Yeah, that was awesome. But secondly, like you're talking about accessibility, whenever you and I would get to the end and then like she would be struggling, it wasn't like, oh, we're just gonna, like Super Mario where you like hit the A button and bubble to them, or like Unraveled where you pull them to it. No, like you could still help them, but you didn't just get to warp them to you. You had to go and like rescue them. So there would be moments where like you and I are both holding her with one of our hands, which means we only have one hand to do the rest of the puzzle. And so we'd have to coordinate, and it actually made it way harder, but way more fun.
Yes, or like she would hold the coin, the bonus coin of the level.
She would be like the
hold
payload
her holding the coin
that we're trying to deliver to the end of the level. That was so fun.
Very good game.
Great game.
Heave Ho. Probably available on everything.
Yes.
Except PlayStation. Actually, I'm sorry, it's not available on PlayStation.
Oh, well, who needs PlayStation, right? Just
very strange.
Switch and PC. Man, if I had played that before the Switch sale, I probably would have bought it because it was on sale during the Switch sale.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Oh well. Do you have any other minis? I've got one more big thing to talk about.
Yeah, I have one last mini. I played some Balloons this week.
Okay.
Balloons is wonderful. Remember that one week I played it a lot.
That's an understatement.
They updated it where they added the Gatling gunner. Did you play the last one?
Yeah. I love 5. I played 5 way more than 6.
Okay, yeah. Or sorry, 5, not 4. The Gatling gun was my favorite one in 5. Like that was like my insta pick every single level. So they added it to 6, and I was like, oh heck yeah, I gotta play some Balloons. And I had a blast playing some Balloons with the Gatling gun.
Nice.
And that's it. That's the story.
I feel like Balloons at a certain point is almost like a clicker, because like at a certain level everything's so automated, you just hit play and it just like pops everything for you, and you come back and you place your new towers and then you hit play again.
Mm-hmm. I like playing on auto mode where it just goes to the next level just automatically. So really you can just hit play and sit back, and every so often you're like, oh, upgrade that. Okay, keep going. Doing good. And then there's that moment where it's like they get through and you're like, oh shoot, pause. Like,
yeah.
Hey, the cannons, launch the cannons. You're like mashing all the super ability buttons.
Yeah, there's that brief moment where you're like, oh no, my health is going down.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's too stressful. Well, okay, I'm glad to hear you're enjoying Balloons. There's one last game that I purchased on the Switch sale, which this one was interesting because I've had it on my Steam wish list for a very long time, and it goes on sale a lot, and every time it's gone on sale I've been like, still not in the mood for it. So I've seen it on my wish list for like years at this point. It's Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. It is the like Game of the Year edition of an RPG that is pretty old. Came out like a little after Skyrim. So that's like 2011, 2012. And it's I want to say it's a Capcom game, I think.
It is. Yeah.
Very, very interesting. I've heard of it before, but I added it to my Steam wish list. It was $8 on the Steam sale, and I was just about to buy it. And then I saw it was also on the Switch sale for $15, which I was like, that's not that big of a difference. And basically, I did some Google searches for like people who had played both versions, and they were saying that like they're both kind of the same. Obviously, the PC is going to look better with textures and stuff like that. But because it's such an old game, it doesn't actually look that much better on PC. It's not like a new modern game. It's not like the difference between Dark Souls Remastered, right? There is a higher frame rate on PC, but I was like, you know what? If I do enjoy this game, I'm going to wish that I had it on the go when I like travel somewhere. So I might as well get it on Switch. And so I did, and I downloaded it. And I am honestly like a little blown away at how much I'm liking this game.
I'm looking at screenshots, and this just looks like a Daniel game, honestly.
It's very fun.
It just screams, yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun. So there's a mechanic I've always heard about, and I thought it was just one of the mechanics, but it turns out it's kind of like the primary mechanic of the game. It's also built into the story of the game, is that they have these side characters that follow you around called pawns, and they're like soulless people. They're just there to like take commands, basically. That's just what they are. They're not like real people. They're just pawns. And you get one at the beginning of the game as like your main pawn that you get to choose how they look and what class they are and what their name is and all that stuff. But then your pawn, when you rest or like save, it will upload your pawn to the internet, and then you can go into like this realm where everybody's pawns are there, and you can pick other people's pawns to take with you. So you can have up to a 4-person party. You can make like a whole adventuring party of different classes and abilities and stuff, but it's you, your pawn, and then like 2 other people from the internet. So you get to see how they designed their pawn, what name they gave them, what equipment they gave them, what spells and stuff they have. And then when you're done using a pawn, because the ones you're borrowing don't level up, so eventually you're like, oh, I need fresh pawns, and so you dump off the old ones. You get to like give them items to take back to their owner, and you get to give them like a message and a 1 through 5 star rating. So you can have like a high rated pawn, and that will make more people want to use your pawn.
Whoa.
It's really cool. Also, it is kind of, it's not quite old school RPG. Like, we're not talking about Elder Scrolls Morrowind or Elder Scrolls Oblivion, but it's also missing a lot of stuff that like modern RPGs have. And I was like, oh, I'll put up with that. But as I've been playing it, I actually find that I really enjoy it that way. Like, there's not really a free fast travel system. The fast travel system requires like an expensive item to use. So you're kind of just encouraged to run everywhere and like have adventures along the way. And there's not like a scaling world. Like, after you leave an area that's low level, if you come back, it's still low level. And if you wander into an area you're not supposed to be in yet, they don't just like hard stop you and turn you around. You just discover you're not supposed to be here when you get jumped by like a giant beast that you're way too weak for, and it just shreds you. And you're like, oh, I guess I'm not supposed to go that way. Or if you're like me, who enjoys strategy and challenge and that kind of thing, you can save right before you fight the giant beast and fight him like 7 times in a row until you win. And you're like, I'm a level 15 nobody that just took down a chimera, and now I leveled up like 7 times. It's great. It's so much fun.
That is interesting. When did that game come out originally?
I will look it up. I think it's somewhere in like 2011, 2012.
Wow. I've heard that name so many times just throughout my lifetime. I think I had an old friend who used to like playing it.
May of 2012. Now, what I learned after purchasing the game and playing it and enjoying it for about 2 days is I learned apparently, did you hear about the Capcom leak that happened last week?
Yes, I did.
There was a big leak of all of the release dates and names of released games for like the next 2 years from Capcom. Dragon's Dogma 2 is on that list.
Oh.
And I didn't know that when I bought the game. So
there you go.
Now I'm even more excited for Dragon's Dogma 2 because I'm really, really enjoying this game.
Wow, man, imagine. That's crazy. Like, 8 years later, or I guess 8 or 9 years later, coming out with a sequel.
Yeah, yeah. Also, just because we're really raw and honest here on the Patient Players podcast, I do want to call you out. Are you playing Fortnite right now?
I booted it up on my Switch. I don't know how. Oh, she must also be on her Switch. Okay. Yeah, I was like, oh, I didn't log into my Switch yet, so I booted it up on my Switch. I wasn't gonna like play around. I was just seeing if all my items would transfer over. Oh, I saw that in chat and I was like, how does she know that? It's like there's no like Discord Switch plugin or something. That was confusing.
That is funny. Yeah, I've been playing a bunch of Dragon's Dogma. It's really, really cool. Okay. Final thing on Dragon's Dogma. I went on this adventure at one point because I picked up like a randomly generated quest to escort someone, and he wanted me to escort him somewhere I'd never been. Like I literally was the very beginning of the game. I'd only gone to like the first major town, and I was like, oh, it just marked it on some map, and I've turned off my mini map, and it really feels more like an adventure. It really feels more like I'm exploring and having a good time. And I had these bands of these like
turned off your mini map.
Yes,
that is a whole new level of Daniel Tryhardism that I ever did see.
No. I contend with this because tryhards want to min-max. They want to do everything possible to be the best. And turning off the mini-map is specifically handicapping myself, so I'm not doing my best. I'm investing myself more in the world and not looking at a little icon waiting for like a quest objective to appear, but I'm actually running like through a forest looking for a catacomb to dive into, right? Like I'm looking at the visuals of the game and appreciating them for what they are instead of watching icons on a map.
When you handicap yourself in like Smash Bros, I'm like, oh, he's such a tryhard. I feel like tryhards do handicap themselves because they're still capable of doing just fine while handicapped.
If that's your definition, then I will let you have it.
Thank you. Good talk. Interesting.
So I went on this adventure through like it seriously took me like an hour and a half. It was like daytime and nighttime, getting attacked by wolves and orcs and monsters, all while protecting this dude I'm supposed to escort, and it's me and my two underpowered like borrowed pawns, and I seriously felt like it was like a little adventure movie. It was like, I don't know where we're going. I just know it's somewhere in the northwest. I don't have a map that tells me what zones I'm going to go to. I don't have like big quest objective arrow telling me where to go. I'm just exploring and trying to find my way there. And then I was like constantly getting attacked by stuff and having to defend this guy and like getting low health and like helping my friend up, and that person heals me and I fight off the wolves or whatever. And it was so good.
Is this the first time in video game history that a escort quest was fun?
Possibly.
Wow.
Possibly. To counter that though, because you always have these AI teammates with you, if you ever don't want to fight stuff, it kind of turns the whole game into an escort quest, because you're like, no, come follow me. No, don't attack the dragon. Run from the dragon. No, don't. Oh, they're dead. I got to go rescue them. Oh, don't attack the dragon. No, run. And that's infuriating.
Oh, well, there you go. I like the escort quests where it's like a player could be downed, but they don't actually die.
Yeah.
So almost not losable in a way, but when an escort quest is losable, it's just infuriating having to restart over from the beginning if you don't do it.
Well, in this game, if your escort dies, you just fail the quest. So.
Oh, dang, that's terrifying. I almost like that better than just having to redo it until you get it. It's like, that adds a new level of suspense to it.
It's like, yo, that guy's just dead. You failed.
Oh my word! Can you like heal him or stuff?
You can, yeah. There's only
one. That's good.
There's 9 classes in the game, and only one of them has healing spells, though. So I chose that class for my helper pawn, so she's always with me and healing people. So that works out well.
Huh. Well, there you go.
Yep. Good game. I'm sure I'll mention it in future weeks if I am playing it, but I don't have a lot more to talk about for it.
Nice.
Also played Elite Dangerous more. Still fun. I tried the demo for Hyrule Warriors, and I put that on my Christmas list.
Oh, nice. Did you like it? I have not tried the demo yet. It's like already on my Christmas list. I didn't try the demo, but I've just seen enough. I've seen enough gameplay and I'm like, that looks like a good.
It was really fun. I've never played a Warriors game
That's good.
before. I
Oh,
thought
okay.
I was like, I'll try it out, and I feel like based on what I played there, I feel like I would enjoy the Warriors games. But I also will admit I was kind of a sucker for all the Zelda stuff. Like, it was
Hmm.
it was great. Like backflipping over an attack and then doing like the flurry of blows on someone, like you
Hmm.
do in Zelda.
Yeah, they did even in like UI and like buttons and stuff. They did such a good job of making it look like Breath of the Wild themed because it was a different company that made this game.
Yeah.
Um, I forget who reached out to who. I think Nintendo reached out to them and said, "Hey, can you do like a prequel?" And they were like, "Oh, heck yeah!"
Mm-hmm.
So they did so good from what I've seen of it.
Yeah.
It looks really really fun.
I really liked that first level. It was super fun, and I'm excited whether I get it for Christmas or pick it up some other time. Maybe get like a physical copy used or something.
Pick it up on sale, $10 off, about 2.5 years from now.
Right. Or you just do what normal people do and you just buy used games because those people actually mark their stuff down after a while.
Wow, let me tell you, finding a used game for a Switch is still difficult. I remember I tried to find Diablo 3 for Switch like a year ago, and just because the game was already so expensive and was never on sale, people weren't selling it like for very much off on eBay because they could get away with it, you know? It's like it was still only like $10 off, and it's like I still don't want to pay $50 for Diablo on Switch
when you already own it. Yeah.
Exactly. So I was like, I guess I'm not getting that's fine, whatever. But wow, it was difficult when I thought that just buying a used one would be a lot easier.
You just got to go for the local sales. Like, I got through Facebook Marketplace. I got Diablo 3 on Switch a week before the whole pandemic started.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got it for like $30.
Nice.
Yep.
Very nice.
All right. I have exhausted my list of topics. Do you have anything else?
Nope. Let's do some questions and answers.
We're headed to the best part of the podcast, the question and answer section. And in this section...
wait, actually, I'm sorry. Hold that thought. Has Humble Bundle released their games list?
Oh, they did. Let me go check on that, actually.
I kind of want to just glance at those first because at being a subscriber to that.
Yes.
And
okay, they sort of have. They have...
I see Overcooked 2.
Yes, Overcooked 2 is on there.
I see Struggling.
What is Struggling?
It's a lot like Heave Ho.
It's a really gross one, right?
Yes, it's like gross Heave Ho.
Okay, yes. Indivisible is on here.
Seeing anything else? What is that?
Indivisible, it's like it's an RPG. I know the one opinion I've heard about Indivisible was from a guy I like the games he plays, and he said it was a good RPG, but it was also like got a really cool story, and it involves a lot of like Pacific Island culture, and the main character is from there, and they use a lot of like the culture, like if you're from somewhere, they have like local like customs when it comes to like, oh, this is the fast food chain we like, and this is the type of food that you grew up with, and here's the clothes we wear and all that kind of stuff. It has all of that stuff, but for the Pacific Islanders and what they're used to there, which is cool.
Oh,
and,
interesting.
Or not Pacific Islanders. I think this is Filipino. But anyways, that one's good. And then Children of Morta, we played that at PAX a few years ago. That seemed pretty cool.
Children of Morta. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Okay, so pretty decent. I'd say pretty decent selection this month.
Yeah.
For Humble Bundle.
You think you're going to grab it for December?
How much is it again? $12? I forget. I haven't paid for it
with the classic plan, yeah, it's $12.
Oh, okay. Overcooked is... I'm really happy they have Overcooked on here. I already have it, but like that's a really good choice if anyone wants to get Overcooked. Really, really good party game. Really, really accessible party game if you're playing like family members or friends. You just need multiple controllers in order to play it on PC, obviously. That's it. I just wanted to look at those selections real quick because I think it's fun to talk about what they have on there.
I'm going to shout out one more here. There's a game here called One Step from Eden. I've not played it, but I'm looking at it here, and this looks like a game I've only played once, but I know people love, which is Mega Man Battle Network.
What?
This seems like... Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that Keaton is a huge fan of Mega Man Battle Network. That's just complete guess on my part, but it seems like a very Keaton game, and this seems in that same
I've
style.
never heard him mention that
All right.
before, so I'm really excited to see if he has. And while we wait with bated breath for Keaton's response, let's do some emails.
To our emails. All right, take us away with our first email. Now, this is the question and answer section of the podcast, which means you can send us emails via patientplayerspodcast@gmail.com. That's going to be the primary way to send us questions. Then you have the Discord channel at patientplayers.com/Discord, where you can either send us questions on the Discord channel there, or join us throughout the week for all sorts of fun with all these different games we're talking about when we play them. We can hang out with you there. And of course, you can ask us questions in the live recording Twitch chat over on twitch.tv/patientplayers. So again, email is patientplayerspodcast@gmail.com. Take it away, Jordan. What is our first email?
Our first email says, "Merry Monday, patient players. I like the holiday spirit in this email.
It's like she's writing the jingle, Jordan.
It's like yeah, they know. This may come as a shock, not, but I have two questions for you today." That's funny. Number one, which is more important to you in a game? Good background art or good music?
Ooh.
And question number two, what would you rate Fortnite from 0 to 137.2? Sincerely, Miranda, with my name spelled correctly this time.
I feel like Miranda's trying to advertise like an FM radio station or something.
137.2? Is it like the Fortnite channel?
At this point, it might as well be.
What would the Fortnite channel even sound like?
All right, what is more important, good background art or good music? Considering I have purchased a game based solely off the music, and I've never purchased a game based solely off the background art, I gotta say music.
I was also going to say music. Yeah. Music kind of extends outside of the game in some ways, where if you buy the music for a really good game, you can jam out to it because it's good music, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Art is just like a game environment, really experience in the game. Both are important, but I think I also like good music more.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like good music will get me into a game. A good game will get me into its art.
Oh.
Like I got here. You go. I got some awesome Zelda art here. I've asked for some additional gamer art TM for Christmas. But like that's all based on games I already like. Whereas music, I will play a game and be like, I love this music, or I will hear the music and be like, what is that game? I love the music.
Uh-huh.
Like they're different sides of the equation.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever played a game with good, or like where the music was like phenomenal and the gameplay wasn't also phenomenal. It seems to be like a pretty equal balance where it's like the better the game is, they're like, we need as equal good music to match this wonderful game. How is the Hades music?
Fantastic. Fabulous.
Okay, of course. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't expect anything.
I was going to say, if you want to talk about games and you want great background art and the best music in the industry, Supergiant Games every time. They're so good. Oh, I bought Transistor on Switch. I haven't played it yet, but that's another game.
Nice.
So I guess I bought.
Was that like $2 or something?
Yeah, it was.
That game's always on sale.
Bastion was $2. Transistor was $3.
Okay. Nice.
Hades was actually 20% off, but anyways.
Very nice.
Great. Good question.
So Daniel, what would you rate Fortnite from 0 to 137.2?
I would rate Fortnite. Give me a second.
Are you dividing it by 2?
68.6.
It's funny because I was about to do that, and then I hear you click a button on your keyboard, and I was like, oh, I think he's about to do it for me. That's wonderful.
Because I have very little opinions about Fortnite. I don't enjoy playing it when I've played it.
That.
I sometimes get annoyed at the culture of it, but also recognize all of the good things it's done for gaming and the things it's done for, like you said, the Epic Store, and that people enjoy it. So, like, you know what? I am meh on Fortnite.
I'm also going to go halfway, but I'm going to raise that another 50% if you take out the building.
You're saying this would be a perfect game without building?
No, 50% of 68, whatever you said.
So you're going to do 75%?
So, yeah, 75%, yeah.
All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like how we just took the number and turned it into a percentage.
The number was so arbitrary.
Speaking of arbitrary, our next email comes in here. it's a previous writer. I'm trying to remember where she writes in from because I don't remember, but it is from Dear Alicia Morha, writing to her diary email, I guess. Dear Diary, it's me again, Alicia Morha. Listeners, I suspect this is probably some encoded message sent to us via a courier from our good friend Kay. Let's see what it says. Alicia Morha, since I left the tiny door, I have found myself in a forest of twisting trees. Oh, that's right. That's who this is.
Yeah, this is the one that fell down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. I hate to say it, but I believe I have become entirely lost. Every twisty tree is twisty in a way that looks the same, and the paths through the trees curve and twist in every which way. However, just when I was about to lose hope, a strange cat appeared before me. No, it wasn't a cat. It was a man in a cat suit. He looked at me and he said, "Hi, I'm Keaton. Are you heading to the Hackers Convention too?" Boy,
Wait.
Keaton, you're showing up in all of these emails. All right, Alicia, what were you saying?
He's in a cat. Was it Keaton who was in a cat suit?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the man in the cat suit responding. Alicia goes on. I told him I was not, but that I was actually lost. Then he told me, well, in that case, if you answer this simple question, then the path will become clear to you. His question was, if virtual reality got to the point that it directly connected to our brains, creating a fully immersive system, what fears or hopes would you have for the system, and what types of games and experiences would you like to experience with them? I told him I didn't know what virtual reality was, but I said I hoped it would at least help if I got lost, how I have been for the last few days. After I gave him his answer, suddenly a sign appeared out of the ground and pointed me down a hidden path in the trees. When I looked back to the strange man to thank him, he had completely disappeared. Boy. Well,
a tree. He was like, wow.
Guys, I was wrong. Not only did Keaton manage to hack Kay out of our 50th episode, but he's also somehow managed to intercept these messages and insert his cat-suited self.
Wait, no, there's no hacking going on here. What are you talking about?
Well, he's there. There's bound to be hacking somewhere.
This is 100% genuine Keaton in the flesh appearing in a cat costume to one of Kay's visitors, which means this implies that Kay and Keaton are like in the same universe, in the same canonical cinematic universe. If Kay is sending messages through what's her name, Alicia or something, and Alicia met Keaton, this is a big deal.
I don't get why this is a big deal. They exist in our universe, Jordan.
I know, but that implies that now either Keaton can move across universes. We already know Kay can, but now we know that Keaton can.
Oh, I would have already suspected that beforehand. I guess that's the difference, though. I guess I'm just unsurprised by this revelation. I just think Keaton's been messing with things enough where he is that maybe he just needs to chill out for a little bit and not get involved in the one communication method we still have with Kay after he ruined it last time. This is a good question, though. Would you go full brain slot VR?
Wait, that wasn't the question.
Yeah, it was.
What fears or hopes would I have for the system, and what games would I like to experience?
Using VR directly connected to our brains, creating a fully immersive system.
I think of fears. I think of Inception, where they don't actually know what's real and what's not real anymore.
Okay.
Where it's like, if you actually was like plugged into our brain and you're in a game, I feel like if you spent long enough there, you would forget what actually real life is outside of the game. And that could be scary. Or someone made a game to look like real life, and then one day you woke up and you were actually in the game the whole time, and they just didn't tell you. That would be terrifying.
It's like that Rick and Morty bit where you like live a whole life and then you come out and
it's
been like 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. But hopes, oh, that sounds incredible. No more nausea, I assume, if it's really hooked up to our brains. Being able to like explore. I would want to play any game like that. That sounds amazing.
I don't know.
Feeling the breeze, feeling the smells of the game.
I can't help but come at it from my techie experience of just like how everything on the internet and everything with technology is simultaneously like perfectly engineered to work together and also held together with duct tape and string, of like how fragile everything is. Like it just takes one error in some obscure library of code that everyone's using and you get like the Heartbleed attack. And it's like, just like you remember that, right? The big cyber attack issue from like 3 or 4 years ago.
I don't remember that.
It was there was some basically a vulnerability found in the web technology that we use to authenticate people to with web technology, like when you connect to a secure website, that technology was using some like open source third-party library, and someone found a vulnerability in there that allowed them to just read all of the memory of the server they were connecting to, even without authenticating. Like
very nice.
Just dump the memory of this machine and read everything in it. So passwords got
Woohoo!
out, all this stuff got out. It was this huge deal. Like 4 years ago, everyone's websites had to be upgraded, and everyone was vulnerable for like a month. It was awful. So like I have done studies in cybersecurity and in cryptography, and I know that like the science is there and it should be safe, but there's always some really smart person who finds some like little way to break the system, right? Like think about how long it took someone to break a switch when that operating system came out. Like how long do you think that the brain scanner 1.0 is going to last before some cyber hacker figures out a way to like convince you that you love them, or that like you should spend money on this thing, like using
interesting
brain stuff, right? So I feel like I am never going to be an early adopter of anything that would ever influence your cognition. Like I'm never going to early adopt anything that touches the brain. Maybe like, hey, you want to plug something into my eye sockets and then you can like control what I'm seeing, or like my nose, now I can smell it. Like sure, but like directly into the brain, too much access level there. I'm not down for that.
Okay, very cool. Very cool response.
I feel like that was like, I don't know how to respond to this response.
No, I was like, I'm impressed with how like seriously you took his question and answered it. Like that was a really good hopes and fears response. I'm sitting here like, wow, that's a good point. That would be like a serious like fear. I'm over here talking about Inception.
Like some dude with like Unreal Engine 6.0 accidentally like deletes my core memories or something because he hits the wrong button. You know, like that's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of like worst case scenario. This stuff is
You're just a vegetable. Ugh.
I don't want to be that guy.
Well, you could sue them at that point, or what's left of you could.
Don't worry, this gets fixed in the day one patch.
Oh man, replace your personality with someone else.
I just had the funniest idea. You know how in some games there's like piracy detection, but they don't like shut you out of the game. They like change the game. Have you heard about this? Like some developers will put in piracy protection in their game.
Oh yes.
And if you trigger it, they'll just make it so like you can't win, or like or like the game will just randomly crash. Like they'll do stuff to frustrate you to like pay you back for being a pirate. Imagine that with like brain technology. Oh, like you downloaded, you know, Elder Scrolls 9 in the brain Skyrim, or at that point, I guess it would just be Skyrim Remastered 2.0 in the brain.
Nice. That's awesome.
You downloaded hacked Skyrim for your brain device, so now like you're just gonna start feeling anxious and sweaty every time you play our game.
And even afterwards, it goes into real life.
Oh my gosh! All right. Well, any other questions for us, Jordan?
I don't think so. I don't see any more.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna about wrap it up for this week's episode of the Patient Players Podcast. Look out. We got some fun Christmas stuff coming after Christmas. I think we're going to have a big special end of the year episode. Is that right, Jordan?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too, everybody. In the meantime, you can hang out with us over at patientplayers.com/Discord. You can send us questions over at patientplayerspodcast@gmail.com. And we would love to see you guys next week for our live recording on the weekend at Twitch. Thank you for joining us. And that is Patient Players signing off.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.